What if I told you that your ability to be bored might be the most powerful skill you're not developing? In a world where the average person checks their phone 96 times a day, your capacity to sit with boredom could be your ultimate competitive advantage. Today, I'm going to show you how the second rule of deep work, tolerating boredom, can transform your productivity and creativity in ways you never imagined. Rule number 2 of deep work is to tolerate boredom. Our mind absolutely despises negative emotions, and I like to think of it like a stubborn child. When it feels bored, it throws a tantrum and does anything it can to escape that feeling. That's why when boredom strikes, we automatically grab our phone, daydream, or complain to anyone who'll listen. Unfortunately, that inner resistance is growing stronger in all of us because of the explosion of instant gratification literally at our fingertips. What's happening inside our brains is actually fascinating from a neurological perspective. Each time we receive a notification or scroll through a feed, our brain releases a small dose of dopamine, the neurotransmitter linked to pleasure and reward. According to Stanford University research, this creates what scientists call a compulsion loop, where we're unconsciously training our brains to crave these quick hits of stimulation. The average person now checks their phone 96 times daily. That's once every 10 minutes of our waking lives. And each time, we're fundamentally rewiring our neural circuitry to have less tolerance for sustained attention. This phenomenon is what psychologists now call continuous partial attention, a state where we're constantly dividing our focus among multiple inputs, never fully committing to any single task. Linda Stone, who coined this term while working as an executive at Apple and Microsoft, describes it as living in a perpetual state of crisis readiness, constantly scanning our environment for new information at the expense of depth and quality of thought. The implications go far beyond simply wasting time. Microsoft research found that since 2000, the average human attention span has dropped from 12 seconds to just 8 seconds, which is actually less than that of a goldfish. This isn't some abstract concern. It directly impacts our ability to perform deep work and create meaningful output in both our personal and professional lives. A 2019 study in the Journal of Experimental Psychology demonstrated that merely having your smartphone visible, even if it's turned off, reduces your cognitive capacity. Researchers called this the brain drain effect. Your brain allocates resources to resist checking your phone, leaving fewer resources for the task at hand. Essentially, the mental effort of fighting distraction itself becomes exhausting. It's becoming extraordinarily difficult to find enjoyment in simple activities that are objectively satisfying. Think about it. When was the last time you had a meal by yourself without watching Netflix or scrolling through social media? When was the last time you went to the bathroom without your phone? When did you last stand in line at a coffee shop without immediately pulling out your device? Or sit on public transportation just observing the world around you? Or take a walk without headphones? What most people don't realize is that these moments of boredom are actually critical opportunities for what neuroscientists call default mode network activation. When your brain makes creative connections, processes information from your day, and generates novel insights. Some of history's greatest innovations emerged during moments of apparent idleness. Einstein famously conceptualized his theory of relativity while daydreaming about riding alongside a beam of light. Newton discovered gravity during a plague-induced retreat to the countryside. When we never allow ourselves to be bored, we're cutting ourselves off from one of our mind's most powerful states. Dr. Sandy Mann at the University of Central Lancashire conducted experiments showing that people who completed boring tasks beforehand were significantly more creative afterward compared to those who engaged in interesting activities. Her research suggests that boredom actually triggers a seeking state, prompting our minds to search for stimulation through internal exploration of ideas, memories, and creative possibilities when external stimulation isn't available. Embracing boredom means we have to stop reaching for those quick dopamine hits. If you can quit social media altogether, more power to you. Personally, I don't think quitting is necessary. I believe it's better to redefine our relationship with social media and establish stronger boundaries. Let me share some practical steps I've found effective. First, try implementing what CalNewport calls internet sabbaths, designated periods where you completely disconnect. Start with just a few hours on a weekend afternoon, then gradually extend it. Second, use technology to fight technology. Apps like Forest or Freedom can block distracting websites and apps for set periods. Third, create physical barriers. Keep your phone in a different room while doing deep work, or use a locked container with a timer that physically prevents access to your device. And fourth, practice mindful transitions. When moving between tasks, resist the automatic urge to check your phone. Instead, take 3 deep breaths and consciously choose your next action. Another powerful approach is what psychologists call stimulus control, deliberately modifying your environment to reduce temptation. A University of Texas study found that people who placed their phones in another room performed significantly better on cognitive tests than those who kept their phones in a pocket or bag, and even better than those who placed their phones face down on their desks. The physical distance created a psychological distance that enhanced focus and performance. We need to treat our mind the same way a patient parent deals with a fussy child. We must resist giving in to the impulses and demands of our mind, and over time, our mind will realize that we aren't compromising, and it'll fall in line. This isn't just folk wisdom, it's backed by neuroscience. Each time you resist the impulse to seek distraction, you're strengthening neural pathways that support sustained attention. It's like building a muscle, uncomfortable at first, but increasingly natural with consistent practice. This process mirrors what neuroscientists call experience-dependent neuroplasticity, the brain's ability to reorganize itself based on repeated experiences. Dr. Michael Merzenich, a pioneer in this field, has shown that focused attention is essential for creating lasting neural changes. When we consistently practice focusing without succumbing to distraction, we're literally reshaping our brain's architecture to better support deep work. Raise the bar for tolerating boredom. At first, it'll be challenging, but once you're at a new baseline, it will just feel normal. And then you can keep pushing that threshold until you're in complete control. The ability to tolerate boredom isn't just about productivity. It's about reclaiming your autonomy in a world designed to capture your attention. By strengthening this skill, you're not only setting yourself up for deeper work and greater creativity, but you're also taking back control of your most valuable resource, your attention. If you found this helpful, hit that like button and subscribe for more science-backed strategies to upgrade your productivity and well-being. and let me know in the comments. What's one situation where you'll practice tolerating boredom this week?